Okay, this is 6.1, and it is about writing equations in one variable. And I volunteer to read today's learning target for us, please. Armand?
I can write equations in one variable and write equations that represent real electrons.
Thank you. So this is really, really similar to 5.1, which was about writing expressions. But this time we're writing equations. And an equation is a mathematical sense that uses an equal sign to show that two expressions are equal. So expressions do not have equal signs, equations do. These are examples of expressions, no equal sign. These are examples of equations. They show what the answer to this is, or they say these two things are equal to each other. To write a word sentence as an equation, we look for keywords or phrases to show, such as is, the same as, or equals, to determine where to place the equal sign. So this is the same skill like 5.1, remembering the words that mean the different operations. The only additional thing here is we have to figure out where the equal sign goes. So starting with this one, it says the sum of a number n and 7 is 15. What does the word sum mean, first of all? Sandra?
Addition.
Which two things does it say we are adding together? Natalie? 7 and 7. So I'm going to write n plus 7. And then when it says is 15, what do you think the word is telling us? Goes
Equals.
after this. Okay.
Equals. That's pretty obvious.
It's like saying 2 plus 2 is 4. Same saying 2 plus 2 equals 4. Questions about 1A? The next one says a number x decreased by 4 is 3. What operation does the word decreased by indicate? Svara?
Subtraction.
And what am I subtracting? Yeah. Am I doing 4 minus x, or am I doing x minus 4? We're actually doing x minus 4, because if it says decreased by 4, that means it's going down 4, and the 4 needs to get taken away from the x. Remember, the only words that indicate you should switch the order for subtraction are if it says fewer than, subtracted from, or less than. That word than or subtracted from. And then when it says is 3, what does that mean? We're going to tack on to the end of this. Ratisha? So is just means. And then we have one more. This one's a little bit different because it says 48 equals. So we're writing down the equal sign earlier. In the last two, the equal sign was kind of coming towards the end. This time it comes almost right away. It says 12 times a number p. Well, I think you guys know what times means. But how could I write 12 times p in the shortest way possible? So Ash?
12p.
So 48 equals 12p would be our equation. Writing 12 times p is not wrong. It's just good to keep reviewing that 12p is the shortest way to write it, and that's what you're going to continue to see in math from now on. Questions about example 1, A, B, or C? So that was writing equations based on a word sentence. Now we are going to do based on a real life situation, because that's when it's most useful. 10 servers decorate 25 tables for a wedding. Each table has 6 purple candles and 4 yellow candles. Let C be the total number of yellow and purple candles. Which equation can you use to find C? Which number, when you read this, what is the number in here that is unimportant to the equation? There's a number that they give you that is not important to getting the answer to the number of candles. It's not important to the equation. Graham? Yeah, when it says there's 10 servers, that has nothing to do with what is being decorated. It's just the number of people working. So we know that 10 doesn't really need to be involved, meaning we know C and D are incorrect. What's the difference between option A and option B? They look very similar. What's the difference between them, though? Tanisha? Oh, okay. So this one has the 4 and 6 multiplied, whereas this has been added. And like Tanisha said, we do want to add them because if we're figuring out the number on the table, we're going to add them. Why is there a 25 in front of it? What is that part? helping us with, or why is that there? Emma? By 25, since there are 25 tables. So we find the number of candles on one table and multiply it by 25 tables. Questions about example 2? Please don't talk when I am talking. It is disrespectful. Any questions about number 2? Cool, last one. After 2 rounds, 24 students are eliminated from a spelling bee. There are 96 students remaining. Find the number of students who started the spelling bee. So we could definitely do this without writing an equation. I'm sure that you guys could just figure out the answer. But we are going to just at least illustrate what it would look like to write this with an equation. The thing we do not know is the number of students who started the spelling bee. And what is something that we use to represent unknown numbers in math? What do we use when we do not know a number? What is the thing that we use? Called? Dash?
Variable.
Does anybody have a suggestion about what variable you want to use to represent number of students in the spelling bee? Aubrey? Sure, that's what I used when I made my little answer key, so let's go with that. So my question is, S is the number of students that started. If 24 students are eliminated, what operation does the word eliminated indicate is happening? Maya? So eliminated 24 minus 24. So this is how many we had. They eliminated or took away 24. How many are there now? Lysandra?
96
So how am I going to show that now there's 96? What would I want to write at the end of it?
equals 96.
Exactly, because remaining is the number that there are now. So that is an example of how we could write an equation to help us solve this. However, now we actually do need to figure out the answer, what the S or the number of students who started needs to be. Who knows what that should be? What number would need to go right there? Juliana?
120.
Yes, because 120 minus 24 is how we get 96. So that means there were 120 students that started. You could also write S equals 120 as another way to indicate the answer. Let's move on to example 3. So fast. I'm gonna look at what the time is.